is excited about a new game by Ex-Blizz Devs. Let's see what he's talking about.
Here's your TLDR,
absolutely.
right?
Ex-Blizz Devs Notorious Studios announced Project Honor, a class-based online ARPG.
Notorious, they are Chris's.
I do not like class-based ARPGs. Straight up, I like no class ARPGs, and you make your own.
Studio, he's a senior WoW designer, but he's got a bunch of.
Wait. Ex-Blizz Devs Notorious announced Project Honor and OTK partnership at the OTK Game Expo.
Real top expert development team talent with him as well. They've got Project Honor.
I'm not gonna lie, I am not a big fan of OTK. I legit for the I like Asmongold. I am neutral, like I don't like or dislike. I would say Rich. Actually, Rich is kind of more towards the dislike. I am neutral about Miskiff. I am neutral about Asfend, and I kind of don't like anyone else in OTK. Like, something about them just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. I don't know them personally, so I can't say it's like, oh, their personality, whatever. Just something about how they present themselves. Kinda, I don't like it. Well, one of them I don't like because of the specific WoW raid thing. And I was like, okay, this guy's like... If he talks like that to people, I mean, he's kind of shitty. But everyone else, I just don't like they just run the wrong way.
Honor.
Anyways,
that's their game, and actually a partnership with OTK that was announced at the OTK festival. So as for what Honor is, or Expo,
the Games Expo.
Oh, yeah, my head is absolutely.
I was just
fried.
thinking Tums Festival.
There, I've just got brain damage. Right.
Ultimate experience of playing core RPG classes like the Mage, Warrior, and Priest with unique class-specific gameplay and role development.
Core fantasy classes. It's your warrior. It's your mage. It's.
I really, really hate core fantasy classes. I really don't like it. I don't like. Why can't I be a battle mage? You know? Why can't I be a paladin? Why can't I be like a mix of like other shit? Why can't I be a sneaky rogue, like a priest rogue or a mage rogue or something like that? It's like, why do I have to be like this? Why do I have to be limited by what they give me? I don't like it. I want a completely zero. Like, you start with stats and you decide what you want. You learn abilities as you go. Right? You choose based on your stats what you're able to get. And then you calculate which stats you need, how many levels until you get this ability, and then you can mix this ability with that. Does it have to be the best combination of abilities? No, but I want to have fun. I want to just explore. I want to do like some weird shit that no one thought about, even though eventually everyone will think about, but still, it's way more interesting.
That kind of thing. These guys love Lord of the Rings. They love core Warcraft stuff, like what Samwise and Chris established different Chris Madsen way back, right? In the sort of original days. I think
MVP.
That's the sort of thing that they really cared about.
We're rethinking the standard RPG combat system, featuring an immersive third-person camera with melee combat, spells, and abilities, all geared towards engaging multiplayer PvPvE.
PvEvP.
Seems
like they're going in a more
like
session-based direction. Maybe it'll evolve more into an MMO sort of light experience over time. But overall, that really does seem to be what they're doing. I'll say this is 4 or 5 months. No, this is like 7 or 8 months ago. Had a call with Chris, chatted through things. I think I had another one actually on this very chair, where I saw some of the stuff from their artists and all of that. And I mean, yeah, they're evidently guys who are super experienced, and they get it. The community is 100% very deeply in the core of how they do things. I already knew that because they were reaching out way back, really trying to have the community involved in development curve.
Okay, first of all, let's see, Project Honor. Twitter. Project Honor. Let's see. This kind doesn't exist. Okay, that's not it. Project Honor on Twitter. Okay. That's not it. Notorious. Oh, Notorious. Project Honor. Project Honor is a class at mrpg.com. Okay. Head over to Project Honor. Contact us, Twitter. Follow, obviously. At Notorious Studios. Oh. Learn to kick exactly around 5-4, right? Yeah. Alright, cool, that's that. Alright, let's see. Let's continue the video. Here.
As much as they can, basically. But now this is like very much consummated with OTK, which is obviously an organization that, you know, where does its revenue come from? Well, I guess, like, you know, sponsorships and stuff like that.
I honestly, yeah. Where would OTK's revenue come from? Sponsorships, but I also don't really, like, because the thing is with OTK, it's like, okay, who sponsors OTK? Right? Because there's no, like, OTK stream. There's, like, OTK streamers. So it's like, does percentage of the streamer revenue go to OTK? Does all the OTK finances come from Rich and Asmongold and what's his name? Tim, I don't know, the guy from WoW Classic, right? Because they're the executives, I believe, the three of them. Everyone else is like, I'm pretty sure they are the three executives that are like in charge of it. Everyone else kind of like, because Miskiff keeps calling Asmongold his boss, right? Right. So I assume that's like Miskiff, Esfand, I believe. Even though he's a core member, I don't believe he's an executive role. Schlatt is not an executive role, is like a somewhat new. So where does OTK revenue come from, you know? Merch, sure, but like, let's be real. For how big OTK is with what they're trying to do, merch would not be enough. They have to be like, Asmongold and Rich have to be putting money from their own pocket, which is normal. That's what you do with a business. I'm not against it, obviously. Like, that's what you should be doing. But I do wonder, is OTK itself making money, or are the streamers in OTK pay a percentage to OTK?
It is all based
for
on
belonging to
a
it.
large community platform between the different streamers. I think for a game like this, most notably, like, you know, Asmongold, Esfand, but Tips streamed Classic as well. He's the COO of OTK. So yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I think from a very, obviously I would generally recommend, unless it's Dragon's Dogma 2, not getting hyped at any video game, especially not a video game
Fuck is that?
but they seem like they know what they're doing. I'm certainly excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I remember the big sort of ball chain thingy for the Warrior. That was even one of the things that they, you know, they were telling me. But basically, they were just really hyped about the idea, I think, of, like, you know, different weapons and things like that. And I guess with how they're making this, you know, UE5, whatever way they're planning to build it, just like having a real, you know, the classes feel transformative, because they're really basically trying to kind of push forward what we're doing with these fantasy archetypes. And it's very much like, hey, man, you like Lord of the Rings, you like a mage, you want a mage to be a mage, like sort of classic, you know, classic.
But the thing is, like, everyone has a different understanding of a mage. Like, why can't they be a magic swordsman, for example? Like, I want to use a blade and I want to cast magic and I want to be something in between. Like, I want to have my blinks and my frost spells, but I also want to, you know, have, like, attacks with my sword that, like, work, you know? Shit like that's, like... Because, again, what, like... Look, for example... Okay, so for example, this is like a shitty example, or whatever. Look, okay, if you ever watch the anime Fairy Tail, right? Everyone in Fairy Tail is a mage. But almost everyone there is a very different type of mage. You literally have a mage whose ability is re-equipping herself to use different weapons. You have another mage that has creation magic. You have another mage that has gravity magic. You have another mage that deconstructs everything. You have another mage that is fire. You have a mage that is a summoner. Like, what kind of mage are we talking about? Mage has so many different aspects, right? It's like lightning mage, you know, all that stuff. It's like, how do you decide what a mage is? The only thing that would happen is the devs would decide what the mage is for you, and that's it, and you're kind of screwed. But it's like, mage uses magic. Magic can be attributed to everything, right?
Classic fantasy, then they're here to do that, which I think is great, because
Sure.
a lot of fantasy is pushing in maybe like a more sort of new modern direction or whatever. But it's good to have multiple different you know, things catered for. So very excited to see where things go for them. I think yeah, you know, they're small, they're in the early stages, but I think they certainly do have the team to pull off something very cool.
Dublin.
Goddamn.
Looks like Gremlin. Like
Yeah, Gremlin do the cold brew. Very, very cool. And I mean, you could like see the Warcraft.
Speaking of, wait, alright, let me go there real quick. Chris Hansel with his stunt double. Oh yeah. These are some famous actors with their stunt doubles. Okay, whatever. Alright, everyone. Where's my tweets? It's in reply. Okay. Also, summoner, magic swordsman, fire, mage, lightning, gravity, priest can be a paladin, healer, and anti-undead, undead, a buffer. What else can a priest be? Put my tongue on my pot pie last night, so bad I can't even taste my Starbucks. How white privileged of me to complain about people.
And the Tolkien and the, you know, you can see it all in all of this, right? So, man, I think Colin Volrath, he did Borealis. He did Borealis. We actually, it's the only time I've sent posts.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah,
to
that's
Blizzard.
right.
Yeah, because we had all Borealis and stuff.
So Colin also left Blizzard, huh?
That is what.
The fucking
So anyway, yeah,
best
there you go.
Exodus doesn't
And that's what's
begin
up
to
with
describe
Victorious,
it.
So good luck to them. pretty awesome and a pretty unique thing in the space because I think it's Galaxy partners, because I think it's like Galaxy and Riot Ventures. Yeah, they're kind of like there as sort of initial investors. OTK coming aboard as well. Like that just brings a whole dimension of community and stuff as well. So powerful. Another very powerful thing. I think this team's just a little bit more ahead.
Oh, Stormgate, the future. Oh, real time. Oh, this is what Harpster was talking about.
We've got Stormgate. Now Stormgate, I've got to say, I was talking.
I love that Stormgate's. The way they, like, if you look at the animation of the word, it's literally Heroes of the Storm meets StarCraft.
With them a decent few days ago.
That is pretty cool.
I saw their kind of like their briefing. Super fucking strong. Super strong. So yeah, Stormgate, basically it's like StarCraft 3. It's kind of how I sort of see things almost. I really like this. I know that a lot of people were kind of like, being like, oh, this isn't a big Blizzard cinematic. This is apparently real-time in Unreal Engine 5, which I just think is fundamentally pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I think
it's especially, like, roughly knowing the team size, like, it's kind of preposterous to just say, oh, this should look as expensive or have like as many dynamic scenes and super expensive animations as a full Blizzard cinematic done by a bespoke team.
Yeah,
it's like that's not realistic at all.
Yeah, it's a little bit of kind of almost literally like a weight classing, where it's just this is not a heavyweight cinematic. This is a little bit more bantamweight. This is a little bit more flyweight.
The future
it's
of
really
RTS.
Exceptionally good for its class.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just can't really
you got
put it
demons.
Someone who's 300 pounds of muscle and expect it to stand toe to toe.
It gets the core beats across.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just even the sound effect at the start, like they put me right where I need.
Okay, that's another one of the units.
What I will say, man, the in-game art style I fucking love. I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, this is stylized. It should be hyper realistic. Everything should be hyper realistic all the time.
I'm totally fine with
stylization. It is what has served World of Warcraft and Blizzard well for so many years. In a game like this, it means readability. Readability is the fucking core.
Yeah.
So important in a real-time strategy game. StarCraft 2, great readability.
Not only that, I love it when I watch a video and then there's a mini clip of like something and you right away know what it is, even though it's like no name, you don't like recognize the character or whatever, but it's like because of the animation, boom, I know what this is.
This, I think, fantastic readability, maybe even better readability than StarCraft 2.
I don't like the ground color. The ground color kind of hides the red unit in my opinion. Like it's a bit annoying to watch.
And you look at a game that went hyper real in a way that I think people with not great taste in art liked is War 3 Reforged.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's motherfuckers out there who think those Warcraft 3 Reforged models look good. I guess because they have more polygons and the textures, there's more.
Yeah.
But in my head, it's like, cool, you've completely lost all the fucking character, all the art style, and now you've made Warcraft 3 look like Raid Shadow Legends.
Yep. So I have...
Well done.
I have a... this isn't a task, so I wouldn't
true.
expect anyone to do it. But if I were some all-powerful creator, I would take everyone who has ever advocated for realism or hyperrealism over stylization of video games, and I would sit them in a room and go, you're only allowed to play AAA PS3 games from now for the next 15 years. That's all you're allowed to play. You're allowed to play shooters, third-person shooters, maybe some
For PS3?
bad Uncharted clones, just from the PS3 era, nothing else. Then you come back after that and tell me how much you like realism. Just, here's brown. It's just fucking brown. It's the only colour in the real world is brown. And then you go look at fucking Ori in the Blind Forest. It's a comparison.
Why did games get fucking worse?
Ori in the Blind Forest looks like a really cool game.
Yeah, because it was...
It's like, oh great, everything feels slow, the frame rates are bad, the frame timings are worse, and everything's brown. All games brown and grey.
Grey, yeah, I was about to say grey.
Or it's like, here, there's fucking color. There's a feast for the eyes. So I fucking love how Stormgate looks. I also think that with the global illumination, they talked about that being a thing they're excited for. Just all those like real fancy, like, truly, oh, this is a new engine. Those features that they can bring to bear in this, I think, are especially good here. Because all the hyper real lighting and stuff like that, when applied to a photoreal game, it can look fantastic. It still doesn't look like reality, but when you apply those techniques to a stylized game, it can truly look incredible.
Yeah, I mean, also,
As well.
well, I think even when it comes to like realistic, well, okay, realistic lighting's a bit of a different topic. It's like the
So yeah, you always want realistic.
yeah, the
lighting
visuals need to serve the game.
Yeah.
Because like I guess that's one of the things people always find interesting, where you know when you walk in or out of a cave in a game, that's not how light works. That's not how the eyes work. If you were playing those games realistically, you'd walk into a cave and have to sit there for a couple minutes until your eyes adjust, or you'd have to wear an eye patch in game. Or you know, would you like to try realistic movement in video games? Realistic fall damage? Everything has to serve the gameplay experience before it has to serve reality. Because reality is a boring piece of shit by comparison.
That's why we play video games.
Yeah, whereas video games you can actually invent things.
I agree.
Interesting. Like, here, play Mario with realistic jump physics.
Oh
You
god.
couldn't get anywhere.
So like, there's one shot for another.
You won't even be able to jump on those mushroom heads.
For one of like sort of more, because like basically it's not Zerg, they're basically like demons from hell. But I think they're planning a few twists and changes there. With, you know, like sort of backstory and stuff. I mean, hey, you can tell there's Blizzard DNA in the quality of these rocks.
Yeah,
damn,
100%.
can Blizzard not do a quality rock? But I just think, like, man, the rendering is so pretty. This all looks so pretty. I think here's another great example of, you know.
So it looks like there's a lot less units. This doesn't look like a game that would have like 200 on 200. This maybe look like a game of 50 on 50 kind of amount of units. Because like, see how like even the dogs, who are probably like Zerg quality units, are super spread out, and even like the Marines, right? The Marines are really spread out, and I can't see them standing one top of the other, right? It's like everything is so gapped out. But again, I could be wrong.
Like the way that your muzzle flashes and stuff can actually light the scenes. I think you could end up getting some really atmospheric, like, just great shit here.
That would feel amazing if you had a whole blob of Marines.
Free to play, never pay to win. Something is free to play so that everyone can enjoy the fun of RTS. Support the development of additional option content that you enjoy without ever paying to remove nuisances or gain an advantage. I hope they are adding something for like cosmetics and stuff like that. Obviously, I hope they're adding cosmetics that you can earn, but also that you can buy. Not because I want an in-game shop, but because a game that is free to play needs to make its money somehow. And if it's a really good game, I want it to be able to get the support that it needs to flourish and make more.
Yes.
Just firing into the darkness and seeing like the reflection and stuff. That's the kind of stuff that's like really cool atmospheric, especially if you design like single player story missions around exactly that moment. If you've got one flamethrower dude, you see one target, you light it up. Oh, there's not just one target. There's maybe a bunch of not Zerg eggs on the wall.
Yeah, and then the thing, like, you can do all that with the editor.
Yeah.
So they are planning a really kick-ass editor for this game. They know the importance of custom games in War 3 and Star 2.
True.
So they're doing that.
I mean, hey, Warcraft 3 is basically Star League of Legends and Dota, right? So from the editor.
I think it's a pretty big focus for them as well. So that's going to be really cool. The game's free to play. Got to remember, StarCraft 2 is a free to play game.
Technically now is.
I forgot about that.
Free to play is very successful for StarCraft 2, and it made the shift. So here, basically, I think you kind of get like, obviously.
But there is a lot of stuff in StarCraft 2 that is locked behind a paywall, right? Not that it's a bad thing, but it's like certain champions you need to pay like $5 each. The last expansion, I believe, was still paid. I don't know if it's still paid now, but was paid until recently.
All the gameplay stuff, and I think like the
first
chapter
say
of the
like 2
story
years.
is like the free to play base product. But then the monetization is like StarCraft 2. There are going to be some cosmetics that you can buy, and as they kind of like roll through their seasons and stuff.
Totally fine
and
with that.
The future narrative content, you know, you buy it in the same way that you log into StarCraft 2 free to play. I think you do get some free
cosmetics, probably announcer pack, stuff like that.
And you can buy the expansions and stuff like that. So ultimately, I think that's good. I think that makes sense. They have a very big focus as well on the cooperative experience, be that in their own, basically the next evolution of co-op commanders, which I found out were actually a wildly popular and successful game mode in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, little quiet success, like.
Yeah,
It is
quite a massive quiet success.
Co-op commanders is probably the best thing in StarCraft 2, at least for me. I tried the PvP. The thing that I don't like about the PvP so much in StarCraft 2, and it's not like just necessarily PvP, it's like, I would say the first 5 minutes of the game are pretty much always the exact same, which is not really the same with co-op commanders. If co-op commanders, the same map would always be the same 5 minutes, sure, but yeah, like it's hard to explain with co-op commanders. Like honestly, like a lot of times your ally does like weird shit, so it depends who you're ally with. Sometimes they start like fucking going ham like in 1 minute while you're still building and stuff like that. But if there were like more missions, harder missions, less annoying missions, more interesting stuff with the co-op commanders, I think that would be so much better, to the point where it's like you don't even have to start with the base. You can start with the champion that you choose, even if that champion doesn't have necessarily a single hero unit, but the hero unit is the one that you use, and then eventually you get to a point where you build the base and stuff like that. I wish they made more stuff like that.
Advancement from that. I mean, it's interesting. They've just some really awesome hero designers and stuff.
Yeah, there's Nick saying StarCraft 2 is still doing okay, probably because Blizzard hasn't touched it in 10 years.
There you go.
Yeah, that's exactly
Fair
it.
enough.
Some concept
That's
art
actually
as well.
that's actually a
I did
solid
talk about this
argument.
a little bit more in the other channels. Just as for some of the teams, so we've got the former production director of Star 2 and
Really?
Generals 2, Tim Campbell, who was game director of Wasteland 3.
Yeah, is he related to Rich Campbell?
Lead campaign designer of Frozen Throne.
Nice.
Pretty strong. And then, you
Good
just like
campaign.
lead engineer Star 2, senior
Good
program
shit.
manager Blizzard Esports, co-founder of Day 9 TV. Right,
I
so
don't
it's
know
like,
what that
there
is.
you go. In with the Day 9 stuff, so Kara obviously gets it. Like for this genre.
I don't know
right?
what Day 9
Such a
is,
figure of
but yeah.
StarCraft.
Former lead artist on StarCraft 2 and principal artist on Diablo 4.
Yeah, here you go. Former lead artist of Star 2, principal artist D4. Former lead designer Star 2, creator of GameHard. Kevin, former lead co-op designer StarCraft 2, project manager for Team Liquid.
Bro, it's like everyone from StarCraft 2 just left. And they're just like, it's only the intern is left now, and like no one is telling him what to do anymore. So he's like, I guess I'll make some changes to the game.
Esports org. Right, so just, kind of going through.
Server engineer, StarCraft 2.
Lots of tenure.
Oh god, no. Former gameplay engineer on StarCraft 2, good. And worker 3 Reforged. Ah, damn. That's a stain. Miggy Nielsen, former publishing lead and senior writer at Blizzard, author of 2 New York Times best-selling novels.
Lots of skills.
Good.
And so I think right now they're kind of like just,
And the best thing is, they already know each other. They know what each other, like what others are capable of, and they probably work well together.
doing their stuff to get this game into people's hands in a closed
It
beta
is
next
really
year.
cool to
I'm
see
very
that
excited.
happen.
I didn't know that's actually Day 9's mother. I didn't know that.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Aw,
yeah,
that's really
that's wild.
nice.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is, if people remember what happened with Method, how Method broke up, and now Method has like Echo, and there's still like Method and stuff. That's what feels like what Blizzard is. Just Blizzard broke off into more parts. So people quit Blizzard, made their own Blizzard. Like people quit Method, made their own Method. And so now you have Echo, and whatever. You have Echo, and there's the other one. I believe there's 2 guilds that came out from Method. So it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, that's what happened with Blizzard.
That is
All
some-
it took is one pedophile in Method. I don't even know if it was a pedophile. Like, I don't remember what it was. I know he was a bit dangerous towards women. I don't remember the exact details. I think it was a pedophilia thing. And with but either way, sexual harassment stuff for both of them.
serious RTS like bloodline get on there.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you've got those 2 brothers like
Yeah.
what?
Damn. So look, there you go, Stormgate. I'll say I'm personally extremely excited for it.
Yeah.
It seems like you know, the sort of game that Blizzard never would have been allowed to make again, because the RTS genre, it's like StarCraft 2, super successful, super healthy game. It could have kept on making content for that, but what we saw,
not profitable.
reading between the lines, some of the Schreier reports, it was just they moved all their shit over to D4 and Overwatch 2, because those were the big products that they really needed to get out there, which meant that, you know, poor old Heroes of the Storm, poor old StarCraft, just not important for the company. So it's like, if you want a StarCraft 3,
Oh man,
I don't think you look to Blizzard. I think you kind of look here.
No.
And you know, so they've got their two factions announced.
I mean, again, can you even want a StarCraft 3? I'm pretty sure like that story is concluded. Like maybe you can do like StarCraft 1.5, like stories in between the main story, but like as far as the main story is concerned, I'm pretty sure that was over with.
There is, I think, going to be a third.
Yeah,
There is going to be a third. They do want, like, and they are framing this. It's a Blizzard RTS. It's Blizzard-like RTS. It's in that lineage. They were talking to me about. I mean, obviously, it's the staff, but their whole, like, all of the, I guess, like, what the game's actually running on underneath, like, not just the visuals. That's all like theirs and custom, because you know they were talking about how like pathfinding and just game feel, those are the fucking core of Blizzard RTS, feeling of Blizzard RTS. So they are doing all those things custom, so they can achieve exactly what they want to.
Fair enough.
What they've talked about with some of the approachability, you know, the idea of like, I'm not going to get into the whole building a hatchery or a command center efficiently, but they have a few little innovations in user control that I think do a great job of like raising up the skill floor.
Lowering the skill floor.
Lowering the skill floor, yes,
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Qualify for
They
professional
specifically on their
esports
Steam
matches.
page that their
Interesting.
goal is to lower the skill floor so people aren't quite as intimidated to play stuff, but then raise or keep the skill ceiling as high as it is in the likes of StarCraft, just because you basically can climb as high as you can climb. Because there's nothing like worse than, hey, here's a game super hype, or rather a genre, or a game in a genre hyper renowned for this insane high ceiling, and then they accidentally pull it down when they're pulling the floor down. But in this case, I imagine they're intelligent enough to know what makes this game easier, what makes it easier without removing the version, the actual skill, especially the satisfaction of doing like the little manual things.
Yeah.
The example I always use is Grand Blue Fantasy. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Sorry, is it even called Grand Blue Fantasy or just Grand Blue Versus? Anyway, Grand Blue Versus has one button commands for like special moves. It's a fighting game, but you do more damage if you do them properly and get some more properties.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't want to learn it, you don't have to, but you should. So you will. And that's the thing. Like,
Yeah, so look, I just I get the sense that they've got it, and that this is the team to deliver this kind of game, and this is a kind of game that I want to keep on existing, because I love StarCraft 2, but evidently Blizzard is not particularly interested.
It's not money, man.
I mean, Team 1 basically dissolved, right? StarCraft 2, active development.
Yep, gone.
Ceased.
deleted.
Or StarCraft Mobile coming to a store near you, to a wallet near you, more like it. Wait, did he not watch this like a long time ago? I swear he saw this before. Yeah, he definitely did. This is the part 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah, he definitely saw this. I think all the streamers who started playing saw this. Whatever, it's fine. I'll watch it later on my own time. Like, there's no reason to watch it. Hopefully there's like a highlights, because like 1 hour and 40 minutes. I don't think I'll watch it. All right, that was Bellular talking about the devs that came from Blizzard. All right, on to the next one.